shine your light.
Be honest.
Whoa. When you see me walking by, you got the shining light.
No judgment, no criticism.
Chest so high, feeling good, you got the shining light. Big smile on face, keep it up, shining light.
Toxic relationship.
Shine a light, shine a light, shine a light. Big smile on face, keep it up, shine a light.
Even back then.
Shine a light, shine a light, shine a light. So shine a, shine a light.
If no one else
Shine a, shine a light. Shine a, shine a light.
Your left, your right.
Shine a, shine a light. Shine a, shine a light. God said shine a, shine a light.
You are
Shine a
the
light,
light.
shine a light,
It
shine a
only
light.
takes you to
Walking
give you
down
your
the
purpose.
street, I see people trying to
If
fight.
you know who you are,
Negative energy, I don't see, I'm out of sight. Positive things, you gotta bring to light. Teach a kid to read and ride a bike. Shine.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Shine a Light, where we shine a light on entrepreneurs around the world just to give them a little shine. Let my light shine their path along the way. You know what I mean? But anywho, let's get into it. Y'all know who I am. I'm Kimmy B of Butterflye Thoughts, where I host Shine a Light, but of course, and I am a perspective coach. So today's guest is a beautiful individual that I've met recently. And when I tell you we clicked just like that, OMG, it was such an amazing, first of all, the event was amazing that we went to, that we met up at. And second of all, she's such a beautiful soul. So I'm gonna let her introduce herself, and so we can get this party on the road. Hey, my sis, how you doing?
Hey, girl, how you doing?
I'm great. Introduce yourself to the people, please.
So, my name is Brianna Rohlehr. I am a multimedia creative with like 1,000 different focuses. But I mainly am a photographer, video producer, and a media educator. I'm also known as the Visual Butterflye. So me and Kimmy B really hit it off because we love butterflies and we share that same passion for these beautiful little insects or creatures, So yeah, that is me. That is the Visual Butterflye.
Oh, let's get it. That's what I'm talking about. Like, oh, it was so amazing meeting you. Let me just start there. It
Yes.
was so amazing meeting you. And I want you to tell the people a little bit about how we met.
Okay. So we met through Evelyn Wilson through Sparker Flow Brooklyn at a
Right.
podcast recording. I think it was like, I want to say it was like a month ago. It was definitely
About a
not
month ago.
Yeah, about a month ago.
Mhm.
And the funny thing was, when I saw you initially, I was like, oh, sis got butterfly earrings on. Okay. And obviously we talked about this. Like, I be seeing butterflies every single day. Anytime, like morning, evening, 4 to 6 times a day. So I was like, all right, this is pretty
Up to now?
expected. Oh yeah, it's all the time. It's every day. Every single day, whether it be a t-shirt, a wall, like a little character. Somebody will have like I remember one time I was walking somewhere, somebody had a butterfly umbrella, and I was like, I literally just happened to look up and I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
So when I saw you, I was like, yeah, this is pretty expected. I don't know if we're gonna get a chance to speak, but I know
Right.
that the butterflies are in the room. So I'm where
Yes.
I'm supposed to be. So the podcast recording was great. Everybody was just kind of connecting. And then
Yes.
you and I somehow broke off away from the group. And I think I just offered to take you to the train. And
Yes.
that was it. That was
Yes.
literally
It was
it. We were in
oh,
the
it was a
car
wrap after
seeing.
that.
It was a wrap. It was literally
It
a
was
wrap. We were
a
literally
wrap after
in the
that.
car.
It really was. Oh my
That was it.
God. Like, that was just so like coincidental because I didn't even notice anything about butterflies anywhere in the room
Mm-hmm.
until towards the ending when we all started, talking to each other and whatnot.
Yeah.
And me and you actually got that chance to talk. And I was like,
Yep.
oh, wait a
Mm-hmm.
minute. This
Mm-hmm.
is why I'm
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be here.
Exactly.
Love it. Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you, gods. Thank
Right.
you, my butterfly
Right.
community.
Right. Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? You bringing us together. I
Putting them
love
putting us
it.
together. That's it. That's it. That's it. That is it.
Uh, so with all of that being said, today we're going to talk a little bit about networking and community, right? How important it is. And
Mm-hmm.
being that that's how we met, I just wanted to give the people a little bit more insight on how important it is to network and have to network with people and be in the rooms to be able to network and to
Mm-hmm.
build that community that we need, right? So that's
Yeah.
what we're going to be talking about today. Um, Before we get into that, tell the people a little bit more about yourself as far as what you do, how you do it, whatever, whatever.
Okay. So I have been in the industry a little over 10 years now. I started in the community. I started at BronxNet Community Television. I be repping the Bronx all the time. I'm not from the Bronx. I'm from Yonkers, the Bronx's cousin. But my career, like passion for media, like all of that started at BronxNet. I also went to Lehman College, so I got a lot of love for the Bronx. But
Right.
it started there September 3rd, 2014. And that was just kind of it. Like I've been a photographer since 2012, but by the time I got to school, I was just like, okay, I'm kind of like in this visual kind of media thing. So I decided to start interning there and I walked in the studio and that was it. Like the lights, the cameras, the buttons, I was like, yep, this is it. And I was 19 at the time. I was going to be 20 that September. So that literally was it. I knew from that day I was like, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. Like this is it, and it has not changed
Love that.
since. So
Right.
I started out in the community. I was corporate for a little while, but that didn't last too long. Um, and then after that, like I'm giving the short version. But after I left corporate,
Mm-hmm.
I started freelancing, kind of doing my own thing around 2018. Then I started
Right.
teaching up in Rockland County in 2019, and then I started teaching part time, literally right before the pandemic happened. So it was a really
Mm.
interesting kind of experience because I was there working with I was working at this middle school in the South Bronx, and I was like,
Right.
oh my gosh, this is so cool. I get to work with kids, I get to teach them like all the things, and then the world shut down. So it was just
Mm.
like, okay, I got to be with them in person for like 2 months because I think I started like that October,
Mm-hmm.
19, 2020 came, and then we went virtual. So fast forward, uh I've been teaching. Within the last year, I've kind of gotten into like really heavy into producing.
Okay.
Producing my own projects, and now I'm kind of like working to produce with other people on like different.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the short version of these
Sure,
last
Gorgeous.
10 plus years. Um, but yeah,
Yes.
and how I came into the Visual Butterfly, I originally was known as the camera lady because every time I was out in the Bronx or wherever I was in the city, anybody who would see me be like, "Oh, hey, camera lady," because it's you never see women shooters. It's always
Yes.
really male dominated field. So anytime anybody would see me, they'd be like, "Oh my God, hey, camera lady." I mean, not knowing me as the camera lady, but just, "Hey, camera lady." So,
Right. So it
and
just went at one point.
it just went. That just kind of, became who I was. And then eventually I was like, you know what? I don't want to be limited just to camera work, or being known just for that. So eventually the
Right.
Visual Butterfly came around because I'm like, one, I love butterflies. And I really felt like I needed to expand in terms of, the things that I was working on, the things that I was capable of doing.
Right.
Um, so yeah, that's like I said, that's the short version of these 10 plus years, and how I
Yes.
became the Visual Butterfly.
I love that. I love that story because my story with butterflies. I
Yes.
wasn't a butterfly person to begin with.
Right.
Like I
Right.
really I mean, this is a little off topic, but I really wasn't a butterfly person to begin with. And,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, years ago, I was like, I could care less about a butterfly. What?
Right.
About a
Because what is
who?
that?
Don't, as long as I don't like creepy crawly things.
Don't fly
Right?
around.
So,
Mm-mm.
yeah, no.
Mm-mm.
You can stay over there. I will
Please.
admire you from afar.
From
But
far.
yeah, no, we're not doing it.
Mm-mm.
Until for some reason I kept seeing them all the time,
Mm-hmm.
all around me. And
Mm-hmm.
I ain't talking about just being on some painting or picture or somebody's tattoo or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. That came after.
Yeah.
But everywhere I went, of course, for those who don't know, we are in the concrete jungle.
Yes.
We live in the concrete jungle.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
say this all the time. But so you don't expect to see butterflies just flying all around.
Right.
And for me, it was like for 2 years straight, I just kept seeing butterflies, seeing
Mm-hmm.
butterflies everywhere I went in the city. I even saw butterflies at night, which
Right.
mind boggles me
Right.
because I'm like, they don't come out at night.
No. No.
What are y'all doing? Like,
Right.
what are we doing here?
How did you get here?
Like,
How?
so later on, maybe about a couple of weeks, maybe about a week later,
Mm-hmm.
we end up going to a funeral. About a day after I saw those butterflies at night, I said to my mother, "How much you want to bet that was her cousin coming to say goodbye?" Where that came from?
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask me because I don't know.
Right. Right. Right.
We went to the funeral a week later, and why is it that the same color one of the butterflies was the same one of the same colors was her mother's the lady's favorite color, which was
That's
the
right.
yellow.
That's right. That's right. I remember this story. Yes.
Yes, you
Yes.
remember me telling you this, right?
Yes. Yes.
And girl, I was just like, this is mind-boggling to me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, somebody's talking.
Yeah.
And then about a few months down the line,
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing out on the balcony, and literally a butterfly comes on my balcony, circled me, and then flew off. I
A message.
said, okay. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, something is up with these butterflies. So I started looking things up. And I'm like, and I'm seeing that it means transformation and this and that. And I'm like, oh, what
Mm-hmm.
we transforming to, baby?
Right. What we doing? What you trying to tell me? What's happening? Let me know.
So, so I totally get it when you say like, you don't see these things. It just does not happen.
Mm-mm.
And fast forward to now, I barely see any butterflies.
Really?
I see it on people. I see it as earrings. I see it
Yes.
as paintings. I see it as
Yes.
pictures, those
Yes.
type of things, but
Mm-hmm.
not flying around.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Again, we
Yeah.
live in the concrete jungle. You
Mm-hmm.
ain't gonna see them things here
Mm-mm.
unless you are around in a park where there's a lot of grass and trees.
Yep.
Other than that, you're not gonna see that.
Right.
And I was seeing it in places that did not have grass and trees. Okay? So anyway,
That's it. They be trying to
y'all,
tell
y'all
you.
know I could be animated at times, so bear with me.
We one and the same.
So with all of that being said, it's just when you do find that community
Yep.
and you have to be opened up and let your mind and your heart be open to
Mm-hmm.
seeing the things around you so you
Mm-hmm.
can see where your community is. So
Yep.
I just wanted to bring that full circle of me and her actually connecting the way we did and realizing that we both love butterflies. We both have butterflies in our name. We're both a butterfly connoisseur, kind of a.
Connoisseur. Okay.
You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
I
Yes.
like that. And
That's it.
so,
That's
and
it.
this is how we've been since, bouncing off of each other like nobody's business. And
Literally.
it's like, wow,
Literally.
it's very rarely do you have those type of relationships off the bat.
Off the bat. Because that's
Off
exactly what it
the
was.
bat.
He can in the car. Hours
For
passing by.
hours.
Hours. Hours.
Hours.
Just 6,
So,
7, 8,
but
9.
let's bring it back to community,
Mhm.
and why we here in the first place, right? Because
Right.
this is how we met, through community.
Yep.
And so, tell the people how important it is to, especially being an entrepreneur, especially being a woman of color. Let's just say Black women, okay?
Very much so.
Um, how important is it for you to be in community and to build your community?
Mm.
Hmm.
I think it's always been priority for me
Hmm.
because where I started literally was with people who looked like me.
Right.
And the people that men and women who have helped me along the way looked like me. So, it's always been a matter of that's just kind of where I want to stay. Like I never was interested in going to corporate or climbing the ladder or like all the things that come with being in this field. Like everybody's trying to get to the top, everybody wants to work with all these
Absolutely.
different networks and stuff like that, and it's just never something that stuck with me. And I
Hmm.
it's because I started at a community television station, so I got hands-on experience. The relationships that I made there, I'm still close to a lot of the professionals. We be
Right.
asking each other gigs, we'd be going on vacation, we'd be hanging out. Like that's like family to me. Um,
Right.
so community, being with people who look like me, that has always been a part of my story. And that's kind of
Hmm.
really where I want to stay. And then
Right.
I've kind of discovered that from an entrepreneurial kind of standpoint, a lot of these bigger networks always are looking to support the community. And that's
Hmm.
really how I've been able to get corporate gigs because I was shooting for some nonprofit and the corporate, entity or whatever, they sponsored the event or something like that. And then, my work
Right.
gets passed along. So it's like that's kind of how it's worked out for me, which I ain't got no problem with because I still get to stay in the community, but I also my work becomes more visible to a bigger fish. So I'm just
That's.
like, yeah, this works for me. Uh,
Hmm.
I want to stay with the people who look like me though.
Absolutely.
Because you speak the same language. There's not really a matter of, having to be too much outside yourself. And that's always been a
Hmm.
big thing for me too.
Hmm.
Like, I'm very adamant about um, I've had this conversation with other people who are in the industry, and it's just like let's say you want to go and book a photographer, you want to book a videographer or something like that. The first
Right.
thing you're going to see is everything that's on their page. You're going to see their portfolio. You most likely don't know who they actually are until maybe you go to their website or you read their bio or something like
Hmm.
me. I have always been basically since day one, oh no, you gonna know who I am. Like there's going to be
Absolutely.
definite differentiation between my work and me, or my work is literally just an extension of me. So saying all that to say,
Right.
community has always been a really, really, really big thing for me because I just like being authentic. I like being able to kiki and commune.
Hmm.
So,
Yes.
I like ease and I like easygoing things. And it's just like being able to be in the community and spend time with people who are on the same page, whether they're in media
Right.
or not. Um,
Right.
but just being on the same page and being able to have conversations and just kind of build those relationships, it's just like it just feels good, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Because again, like you said, you want it to be easy.
Mhm.
Easy. Like
Easy
it's already the atmosphere is already tight. The
already.
atmosphere is already heavy. Why not make it a little bit easier for one another? the reason why we were put here on this earth in the first place is
Yep.
to be helpmates to one another,
Mhm.
right? And God gave us all the tools that we needed in the time that we needed in order for us to be able to live in this thing called life, in order to be a helpmate to someone else,
Yep.
right? And a helpmate just don't go coincides with your spouse. No, that coincides with all types of relationships,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
So you said something about family, right? And that you still continue to have a big, these people are a big part of your life now.
Yep.
And a little off topic, but um as far as family is concerned, what do you consider family? Because I tell people all the time that family is who you create, what you create.
Mhm.
And your relatives is who you're born into, the family that you're birthed into,
Yep.
right? So, how do you see family since we brought up family?
That's a good question. Honestly, I feel like family or somebody I call a sister or a brother, that is somebody who I know I can confide in with no judgment.
Mm-hmm.
I was going through something the other day. Came home from a gig. I was crashing out and I called my homegirl and I was like, yo, and it's very rare for me. Like, I'm not a phone call person. If you know
Right.
me, I can text, I might voice note you, but if I'm calling you, it's because something is wrong or
Mm-hmm.
like I need to share this information with you now before I get busy and forget. So, family for me
Absolutely.
is like, especially being a business owner and being an entrepreneur and being pulled in so many different directions 24/7, it's the people that I know I can count on, like, without like a second thought. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
we need that. We
Right.
always need that. Whatever it is that you're going through, you got somebody that you can call, or you got somebody who, yo, I need like 5 minutes, or I just need to vent. Or even if it's not something that's going wrong, it's just like, yo, like, let's go hang out. Like, let's talk about something other than work. Like, let's talk about,
Right.
like, let's talk about the future. Like, so family for me is really, really, really important because it's like it's the balance to everything else. You know,
Exactly.
again, being a business owner, there's so many different layers and so many different things that you have to think about and you do. But if you make that your life, you become imbalanced, and it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
get burnt out, you get irritable, you get angry, you get emotional. It's just like, well, if you have a community of people that you can rely on and that's going to keep you accountable, like, hey Bree, when's the last time you was outside? Okay,
Right.
just want to check in, so
Mm-hmm.
family, um I think, in alluding to your point, does not have to be blood. There's a lot of people in my life I call my sisters. Like, we might be 10, 15 years apart. No, you my
Yep.
sister. Or we might be 20 years apart. Like, no, you're my sister. Like, that's it.
Exactly.
So family is really important, like blood family too. But again, sometimes, like you said, sometimes you're born into it and it's just like, well, they might not be the most supportive, but you got some people over here that are going to support you like y'all grew up
Yep.
together. So it's really, really important for me because, like I said, again, running 14, 15, 16-hour days,
Yeah.
you're going to need to talk to somebody at the end of the day.
Somebody at some
Some,
point.
at some point, somebody.
Right.
So,
So let's continue with that a little bit because I'm all about mindset and bringing it back to your piece. Like
mhm, mhm.
when it comes to that circle, that community, that tight knit community that you have, how do they play a role in your mental space?
Mhm. Okay, that is a great question. Great question. Um, they play a huge role because a lot of times for me, and this might be a Capricorn thing, but
Mm,
I am not the best with expressing emotion. I know that about myself.
mm,
I'm very like,
Got you.
okay, if I'm going through something, I'm gonna take a second to figure out if I can figure it out. And when I do, I'm on to the next thing. I might
Right.
internalize it, I might not, depending on what I'm going, on what's happening. But
Mm-hmm.
my people, like, they allow me to, how can I say, what's the word I'm looking for? They literally just allow me to express myself, like, without judgment, like, because
Absolutely.
things are running a mile a minute up here, and it's like sometimes I just need a sounding board. I'm like, am I crazy? Or like, am I valid for thinking this? Like, they literally be like, no, no, that's valid, like, your emotions are valid. Or sometimes I might be like, well, no, you might want to think about it this way. So
Right.
it truly are a sounding board for me, because it's just like a lot of things happen up here. Sometimes it doesn't get here, it stays here.
It stays in here.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it'll stay here. And it's just like, to be able to have someone or people to talk to about anything, doesn't have to, it's not always about work, but like, yo, sis, like, I'm going through like, I can't see past this. But
Mm-hmm.
by talking about it, I have found multiple times, it's just like, even if it's not something that's pressing or dire,
Right.
just by talking about it and sometimes listening to what you're actually saying, you help
Mm-hmm.
yourself in the process. So it's like,
Right.
you talk about it with them. They learn from you, you learn from them. It really becomes an exchange of energy.
Right.
So they hold me down, hold me accountable. And I'm
And
just
that's
like,
how it's supposed to be.
and that's how it's supposed to be, because there are so many
Mm-hmm.
things happening, and it's just like, if you don't have that community or that support system, it's like you got to go out there and find somebody. So there's some
Yeah.
people, there are people
Yeah.
around.
For sure. For
Mm-hmm.
sure. And for me, I was that sounding board for a lot of people, right? And those same people was like, hello, you need to do something with this gift you have. And I'm like, huh?
Right, what you mean?
Me? What do you mean?
Right, what you
Like,
talking about?
what do what with what? I'm just
Mm-hmm.
being me and being, thinking outside the box. That's all.
Right,
Like, what we talking about?
right, what you saying?
that and that's another reason that started me off in my journey of being an entrepreneur, because I just thought I was just being me. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
and community,
Mm-hmm.
mind you, these are two people who I have met in my lifetime that I grew up with. So they're not blood related.
Yeah.
However, they're family to me,
Yeah. Yep.
right?
Yep.
And they both said to me at different times, like, you have a gift and you need to do something with this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You need to be paid for what you do. I said,
Right, like what?
huh?
Right.
Because it did not cross my mind. Like, entrepreneurship did not ever cross my mind.
Right.
And I'm lying. It did once upon a time
Mm-hmm.
before, and it was like my late fiance, it was his dream. It really wasn't mine,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? So I was just doing it to be a helpmate,
Right.
because that's what being a person, a spouse, a woman, a wife, or whatever. That's what you're supposed to do,
Yeah.
is to be a helpmate, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So that's all I was doing at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, once he passed away, we shut down the company. The ones, the ones of us, because it was four of us in the company. We
Mm-hmm.
shut down the company and we just kept it moving with our life,
Yeah.
because it was really his dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then fast forward years later, here comes these two talking about, oh yeah, you need to do something with this. I'm like, man, I've never, like, consciously, let me
Yeah.
say it that way.
Right.
Consciously, I
Mm-hmm.
never really wanted to be a entrepreneur or business person, because that never crossed my mind.
Right. Right.
And here we go, years later, and this
Mm-hmm.
is where we at.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know
Here
what I
we
mean?
are.
Because of something community said,
Yep.
right? They
Yep.
expand, community expands your thought process.
Yes.
They expand your
Yes.
mindset,
Mm-hmm.
especially when they see something in you. And that's how what it's supposed to be about,
Yep. Yep.
right? So these are the reasons why community is so important for not
Mm-hmm.
only myself, but for Brianna as well,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because again, like you've heard us speak on numerous things already. Community is what kept us
Yep.
going.
Yeah.
And my since those two, I still have those two in my life, but now I have other people in my life
Mm-hmm.
that have made me expand my mind and stretch my mind even more
Mm-hmm.
to the point that I started off with an LLC till now I got so many things behind me that
Yeah.
I have done under my belt
Yeah.
because of community,
Yeah.
because of letting your mindset be able to be expanded by other people and being open to it.
Mm-hmm. Heavy on that part.
Mm-hmm.
Being open to it.
Being open to it.
Yes.
Because we can't be stuck in this place of, oh, well, this is who I am, and that's what it's going to be. Blah, 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 blah.
No.
No,
No.
baby.
No. That's not how this works.
Mm.
That's not how this
If
works.
you want to grow in this thing called life, period, you're going to have to shift and move with certain things.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to be the change that you want to see in this world. You can't
Yes.
expect everybody around you to change to you. No, that's not how it works.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So let's go back a little bit more to community.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how important is it for you that your community is of spiritual sense?
Mm. These are all the questions. All the questions are so good. They're so good. um, I feel like for me, I didn't grow up in the church, but I grew up with a really very spiritual mom.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was always instilled in me since I was young, like young, young. Um, so being able to connect with others on that level means a lot because it's just like I don't have to code switch. Like if I want to talk to you about angel numbers or if I want to
Yes.
talk to you about Saturn, Neptune and Mars and what is your placement in Virgo. You know what I mean? Like if I want to go
Yes.
there, I can go there and not have to feel one invalidated. Um
Mm-hmm.
or shut down because
Right.
everybody has their own preferences about whatever it
Mm-hmm.
is they believe in. So for me it's really really important because that's a part of who I am. That's how I was brought up. These are the things that are always in my mind. This is something that plays out for me daily. So
Right.
and I'm really 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 big on conversation. I love talking, I love meeting new people, I love being able to connect with people. So I'm like I've
Yes.
learned that very much. I've learned that about myself. If I'm not able to express myself, I get shut down like very quickly. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel myself shutting down. So I'm like,
Mm.
if I don't have the opportunities to be on that level with somebody,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. No matter what to whatever capacity that
Right.
relationship is. It's just like, okay, well, I can't go there with you. We can figure out other ways to connect, but I know that that's something that's a part of me, and
Mm, right.
I
Yep.
like talking about it. I mean, but it doesn't have to be, talking about numbers and horoscopes and stuff like that. Like there's other layers of spirituality, but it's just
Yes.
like you you got to be there with me so that we could talk about all the things because all the things are interconnected. So,
Yes.
um
Yes.
like if we can't talk about one, okay, we can kind of figure it out,
So
but
let's talk about that for a second, though,
mhm.
right?
Mhm.
A lot of people think that spirituality is only about religion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind, and I know we had to have this conversation already.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
To me, it's two separate things.
Yes.
Religion and spirituality is two different things,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But does it coincide with one another at some point? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
speak on that a little bit.
I feel it definitely coincides because it's like religion for me means, and this is just how I think about it and how I was brought up. It means that you are going to a location
Mm-hmm.
to be spiritual, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
you might be leaving your house, or you're going to wherever it is that you're going
Right.
there to get your cup filled, get the things that you need. But
Right.
on the flip side, I feel like spirituality is anywhere and it's all the time at
Mm-hmm.
any given time of the day. So you don't have to go to somewhere to get the things that you need, um,
Right.
to whatever capacity that is for you, because only you
Exactly.
determine what it is that you need spiritually. So
Mm-hmm.
they definitely do intertwine. I just feel like the the difference could be space and time and how
Mm.
you're deciding to show up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not raised in the church, so it was always, you know, talk to spirit, talk to God. Like, you can pray or how whatever it is. There was never oh well, you're gonna be. I was christened. I'd be forgetting. Like, I was christened when I was a baby,
Right.
but I was not in the church. But it was always a matter of, oh, just talk to spirit real quick. What does spirit have to say
Yep.
about it? You know.
Right.
Um, so I really do feel like, yes, they can be interconnected, but for me, they are,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like when I hear religion, I think you going to church.
Right.
Like, you're still gonna get the same things that you need because you're in community and you're there to get the things, to get all the things.
Right.
But for me, I'm like, okay, I was talking to God or spirit at 2:07 p.m. On a Tuesday, and at home, or I was in the car, or it was a quick conversation. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they definitely
Absolutely.
are interconnected, but I just feel like it's just a matter of really like space or time, and
Mm-hmm.
how you
I
get the
like
things that
that.
you need.
I really do. Because again, see, I was raised in the church because the
Mm,
school that I went to,
mm-hmm,
we had to go to church because we had religion, right? That was one of our subjects. And part
mm-hmm.
of religion, we had like these church cards, and we had to get them signed every Sunday by a pastor.
Okay.
So that was part of the curriculum, right?
Yeah.
So it did shape me in a way of knowing who God is and whatnot. But like me and you had already discovered, we're both from Caribbean background.
Yep.
And in a Caribbean household,
Mm-hmm.
we are going to talk about God. We
Yep.
are going to be in some type of spirituality,
Yep.
whether some type,
Some type. Yep.
whether that is we're all honed into the moons and the stars and the whatnot, or we honed into religion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For the both of us,
Mm-hmm.
we're somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're somewhere in the middle, right?
Right.
Where
Just.
we can see how everything flows together and
Mhm.
how everything meshes and interconnects
Yeah.
at some point,
At some point.
right? So
Mhm.
that's where we are. And
Mhm.
that's why I just wanted to tap on that just a tad bit.
Mhm. Mhm.
But let's get back to um let's give the people um a little how how to, in a
Mm.
sense,
Mm-hmm.
to get into the right communities. And how do we mount, like, know that that's the right community for us?
Mm.
Mm.
First thing is you got to know you. You have to know you. Like
That's it.
you got to know what it is that you're looking for. And there's no definitive time on that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody talks about, I mean, not necessarily, I mean, it comes more from like, romantic relationships. Oh, you got to come into the relationship healed and you got to come
Oh,
100%.
girl,
No, like that's not
that is not a
it.
thing.
That's not a thing. Like that's not what it should be. But to this aspect, it's just kind of like within that healing process,
Mm-hmm.
like you find out the things that you like, you don't like, things you like to do. And as you keep finding those things about yourself, that's where it's kind of like, well, I like to run. So I want to see what run clubs are available in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just that simple. It is just that simple.
For sure.
So it really does start with you and how you really feel like you want to show up in the world, and that goes across all disciplines. It doesn't have to necessarily be. I feel like in media it's a little bit more expected because it's like, you got people got so many different roles and so many different ways that you can show up. So it's like, okay, do I want to go, sit with a couple of producers? Do I want to sit with DPs or whatever it is? But
Right.
just across the board, it's like it has to start with you and what it
Mm-hmm.
is that you what it is that you like to do. How do how are you feeling? Like, um are you healing from something that happened years ago and you need to find a community in order to talk about that? Or are
Right.
you just discovering, oh, I like such and such, I want to be with people who also like such and such? Like, it
Mm-hmm.
literally is that simple. And then
Right.
to your second question, how you kind of know that things are right, you just you start having conversations with people. There's a level of ease that comes with everything,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not having to worry about, oh my gosh, did I say the right thing? Am I wearing the right thing? Like, you literally just become more you around these
Yes.
people, and the people respond to it in a way that it's just like, oh, this feels really good. Like, these people
Yes.
are really good. I feel great where I'm at, and then it just kind of keeps happening. I remember I went to a networking event. I actually was like at three different networking events back to back, I think at the beginning of March. And a lot of times, I'll call one of my homegirls like, yo, just come with me to this event because I don't really like doing things alone.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to networking and meeting new people, like I always want to bring
Mm-hmm.
somebody with me so that, like my homegirl is here, I can kind of talk because I'm like, I could talk to a client all day, but I'm like, oh,
Right.
new people. Okay, wait, I got somebody with me. Okay, everything's cool. But I went to like three networking events by myself, and every single event I ran into somebody that I knew. Every single
Wow.
every single event I ran into somebody that I knew. I formed like new, connections. So it really,
Yeah.
really, really starts with you and
Mm-hmm.
how you really want to show up. Because I was just like, if I had never gone to those events, honestly, like
And that's it.
I wouldn't have met the people that I needed, that I didn't know, of course, that I needed to meet.
To
The
me.
the young woman that I was telling you about, I met
Mm-hmm.
her um at one of the events that I was at within those course of a couple days.
Right.
And just talking about time and how you meet people, just like how you and I met. She and I
Right.
had a conversation because I told her that I was looking for an associate producer for some of the
Mm-hmm.
projects that I was working on. She was like, "Oh, well, I want to start learning how to produce and da da da." So she and we talked for about a good 45 minutes. And then later that week or the following week, we were on Zoom for like 5 hours, just talk.
Wow.
5, 6. I think we started at like 6. We got off Zoom, I definitely want to say like after midnight, just talking about
Talking.
everything. So
And that's exactly how we connected as well.
just by
It
talking,
was so easy.
easy. And
And
that's how
mind
it's supposed
you,
to be.
I'm like you where I don't like to go places by myself too much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yes, I had connected with Flo, um, and I've been we was trying to get together many times before, and it just never happened.
Yeah.
And or it was just too much going on. So I was like, girl, we're gonna have to do this another time. And
Right.
it was like, oh, okay, cool, no problem.
Right.
Let me know when you have some time. All right, cool. And then
Mm-hmm.
another time she canceled. And it was just like this
Mm-hmm.
back and forth thing. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And this time around, it was like, no, I'm gonna be there. And Bay was on board, and I was like, okay, let's go. Let's make this happen.
Right.
And when I tell you I met some amazing people, because Bay left after a while. He took me there and he
Okay.
left because he
Oh,
had something to go to.
okay. Okay.
Right. So he had an event that night too,
Mm-hmm.
which we're going to get into that.
Okay.
Anyway,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so, he made sure he at least got me there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, cool. Let's make this happen.
Yeah.
I'm going in with an open heart, open mind, whatever. I didn't
Right.
know anybody in the room. I've never met anybody in that room.
Wow.
Not to one.
Wow.
Not to one. And I was by myself.
Yep.
So, did it work out? Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because I've
Yeah.
met some amazing people,
Mm-hmm.
aka Brianna.
Right. Right.
And finally meeting Evelyn, it was amazing in itself.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, thank you. Thank you for just being open
Mm-hmm.
to wanting to have that space to want to talk to others and meet new people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because had it not been for that, we wouldn't have this connection that we had. We wouldn't know we
Right.
had this connection. Let me just say that.
That part.
Right?
That's
And
it.
so thank you for being here.
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You don't know how much I appreciate this.
Yes, me too. Me too. Like I told you,
So
like,
before we get out of here, let the
mhm.
people know where they can find you and what you can do for them.
Okay. So you all can find me at the underscore visual underscore butterfly. And it's not regularly spelled. It's Butterfleye butterfly, because I'm a very visual person. So everything is about
Yes.
vision, the eyes, and all that. So that is my Instagram. My website is visuals by butterfly. That's my company name. And what I can do for you, I'm a Jill of all trades, so I do all the things in media. I'm a photographer. I'm a consultant, creative project consultant. I'm also a video producer, also a media educator. So I typically work with nonprofits, a lot of people in the community, solopreneurs, and also businesses just in general. Like if you have a product or if you need um, your story told as a business, like we can have a conversation about what kind of story you want to tell, and then we figure it out, set it up, we shoot it, get it edited, and you got something for your brand. And so it really more so in like digital marketing. That's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
where my niche really is. um
Right.
but I'm available for all the things. I'm not a one track person. I do all the things. That's why I be saying I got a million things running up here. Be running a mile a minute, a mile a minute. So
Absolutely.
yes.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So again, thank you again for being a part of Shine a Light
Thank you
and
for
allowing
having
me to
me.
shine my light on you so
Yes.
you can shine much brighter than you been. And anyways, guys, it's been a time. Y'all already know where y'all can find me. Butterflythoughts.com, butterflythoughtsllc.com, that is. And on all social media platforms, I am Butterfly Thoughts. Thank you again for tapping in with your girl, your perspective coach, Kimmy B. And I will check you on the next go around. Peace.
Thank you for watching my channel. Until next time, remember, empower your mind, encourage your soul, and let your light shine.